he's going to tell us about his trip. I asked him, he's so gracious that he would, and you may want to ask him a question. Who was it asked me, did he go to Japan where they had all the problems and all that? Did you?
Excuse me? Oh, yes, we did.
Go ahead and come on over here and stand.
All right.
He's only 15 and he's been to Japan twice.
Hi, everyone.
Same year?
Yeah.
He's been to Japan twice in the same year.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so I guess I'm Josh. I haven't been here in a while, but I'm glad to be back. I usually have a lot of fun here. So, like Bob was saying, I have been to Japan twice this year. I'm 15. I'm going into the 10th grade. And the first time, my sister and my dad, my mom and I, we all went with a school tour. And we just kind of did some sightseeing, and we had a lot of fun together. But right at the end of the tour, the Japanese government announced that they would be doing a project aimed at bringing over high school students so they could see what happened in the tsunami last year on March 11th. So what they did was they picked 8 different groups of high schools around the nation, and they brought us over, and the Japanese government paid for it completely. It was fantastic. Everything was free. Even the plane tickets were free. And we went over there, and we went, my group specifically went to Sendai, which is in the northern region of Japan called Tohoku. And we saw a lot of destroyed places because the tsunami had come in and just ripped apart families and buildings and towns, and it was absolutely horrible. But we could see that the people, I had assumed they had recovered almost completely, but they haven't. As a people, they are working together, and no one's panicking anymore. And I mean, I think people have, most people have definitely recovered, but there are still a lot of people who don't like to think about it, don't like to talk about it, and there's just so much destruction left that it's still hard to believe. And if you guys can take any time, I would love it if you guys could still donate to Japan. If there's any way you can, just please go ahead and do so, because I mean, you don't have to go over there and help, but I mean, if you can donate, that would be great, because people still need your help, and we want to rebuild our relationship with Japan, because after the Second World War, I mean, we were kind of friends with them, but recently when we went in and we helped them rebuild and help, and I think that strengthened the bond. That was the theme of the trip. Kizuna is Japanese for bond, and we wanted to just kind of show that the next generation of Americans and the next generation of the Japanese, we're going to be friends, and we're going to rebuild together, and we're going to build a stronger friendship so that we can just have, I guess, a better relationship and understand each other more. But after all of that, it was a very moving time. We went out, did some sightseeing, learned more about earthquakes, and we just had a good time overall, and I was really glad I got to go. I want to go in the future. If you guys are wondering, I've been studying Japanese for 4 years, starting in 6th grade, all the way through 9th grade. I'm going to continue to study it in high school, most likely college. I guess those are my trips to Japan. Do you guys have any questions?
Was this a school group that you went with?
Oh, the first time, yes. It was a school trip hosted by my middle school Japanese teacher. She's from, Dad, can you help me out here? Because
where she's from?
I'll
yes,
just make it up. We won't know.
Yeah, no. It's to the west. It's the western coast of
yeah, no,
Japan.
it's west of Tokyo.
I have no idea where it's
I'm pretty sure it's. Nah, I can't tell you guys. I've kind of forgotten, but she's from Japan, and she came here probably sometime in the late 90s, and she's been doing this biannual school trip, and so we got to go and see. It was just a great time.
And the second time was it?
The second time was funded by the Japanese government, and people from my school, Jesse's school, and actually I think one other school were allowed to go, and we all went together. It was just a really
Josh, that was good.
No problem.
All right, who wants to be next?